Very good morning, all my dear student. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we proceed with our chapter 3 lah. Yeah? Chapter 3, which topic is banking industry and capital markets. So just to recap our earlier classes, that for chapter 1, chapter 2, just a brief recap lah. Yeah? Yang Islamic banking ni is a second alternative to the first. Long time ago, we have the conventional banking. So the Islamic banking is quite recent. We have all the record that we given you in the lecture. Very interesting. Maybe by the time you completed your diploma, or even now, we have another new types of banking is already in existence. It's not officially or not legally, or we call it digital banking. And maybe you have read here and there, they're using the money denomination as cryptocurrency. Yeah. So this is the another future type of banking activities going to happen in this world, and it's not officially recognized yet by the government, but its practice already is working in through unofficially through private sector. Yeah. So for this type of banking, they call it fintech, FINTECH, financial technology. So all the government in the world now is coming up with a new regulation how this digital banking need to implement and to regulate lah. Yeah. As we know, the earlier conventional banking has been long in the industry, is very regulated very good by all the countries in the world, and also among the countries they have worked together on regulation of this banking, and is one of the very efficient banking system in the world today lah. Or we call it financial system lah. When we talk about banking, is only one section, so we're talking about financial system. Financial system, it comprises of three lah. One is the banking, number two is the insurance industry, and number three, today you're going to study capital markets. So these three components, we call it, come under financial system. So to recap, the Islamic banking industry, which you are studying, is not only meant for the Muslim, but for everybody in this world. That take this very important note, yeah, so that don't misinterpret this only for a Muslim, and non-Muslim not enjoying whatever benefits that is offered through the Islamic financial system. And then the main difference between this conventional banking or commercial financial system, and this Islamic financial system is the four things that is prohibited. Number one is riba, which is the interest. Number two is garar, which is uncertainty we cannot do. Number three, maisa, or gambling, anything kind of gambling in finance system cannot do. And number four, any trading non-legal, non-halal product is not allowable in the Islamic financial system. So just to recap, and way forward, we're not going to teach you because it's not covered in syllabus. They call it digital financing. Yeah? In Malaysia now, Bank Negara is, the central bank is coming out with a regulation now, how this can be implemented, the digital banking system, and how to regulate. So does other country in the world lah. Yeah. But we are not cover in this your punya subject, so not to worry. But it's good that you to know when we are talking to you about future financial system, what's going to happen. Yeah. Even last time we never thought that this Islamic financial system really can operate, but now it seems is as good as the conventional banking system. So, and today, last chapter, we're talking the Islamic financial system is more on the banking and the takaful. Today, a little bit more on the banking industry and the capital markets. What are the capital markets that you're going to learn today? Is one of the instrument of financing also. Okay. So for learning objective, I have 4 learning objective. If you can understand at the end of the day, this very good for you already, not to worry. Yeah. So listen carefully on the lecture, and then later on Madam Cheryl interact with you, you can ask more. And I also have already post question in the forum to test your understanding what we are teaching, so that we can give you more information, so that you can understand better the Islamic financial system. Yeah. So for the learning objective, we have written down there. So okay, we're talking back about overall banking industry lah. This including conventional and Islamic, but of course we have not included the digital banking lah. Yeah. So banking industry that handles cash, credit, and other financial transaction. Anything concern money, you have to use the bank. Yeah. So that is their job. Bank job is to handle all the financial transaction of the business people, personal people, and everybody who are in using of the cash or the money. And then second thing, what the bank can help you, they give you loan. So we call it credit. Yeah. You want to buy a house, no money, so you go to the bank. So they give you credit lah. You want to do business, no capital, you go to the bank, borrow the bank from the bank. So they call it credit lah. That's what the credit mean about. The cash just now, handle cash is our own. Let's say you have money you want to keep in the bank, they keep it for you. So they handle our cash. You want to withdraw money, you can go to the bank, they give you the cash. So that one we call it cash. Credit is more on the loans that they provide to you. And other financial transaction, such as, like now you have your maybe sibling, your brother, sisters study overseas. So your parent need to send them money. So you can go to the bank will handle, send the money to your sibling in other country through another bank down there. So that one we call it financial transaction. Yeah, financial transaction. So just an example, but many things. Even here in Malaysia, your parent want to send some money to your sibling maybe study in Johor Bahru. So they can use to the bank and get the bank to send them. Or you need to pay the school fees to the university in Kuala Lumpur. Your mother or your parent no need to go to the university in Kuala Lumpur to bring in money, but you can go to the bank. The bank can handle it and pay off the fees through the bank to the university. So that one we call it financial transaction. Okay, I hope you can understand the 3 components. The first one. Okay, second one, they offer saving account. Saving account, what is saving account? You have extra money. You don't know where, you're not using the money. You keep in the house, maybe somebody will steal you. The thief will come and rob you. So to save side, so you keep it to the bank, your your money, the extra money you don't use. So they call it saving account. Okay, so saving account for this Islamic banking, they're not giving you interest, not like the commercial bank, but they will give you profit. At the end of the year, they will calculate. They have a calculation how much profit they make from the saving you keep. They invest on other security, or they use your money to borrow to other people. So from the profit, they will share with you. Yeah. So saving account in Islamic banking, they don't give you interest but give you profit, or in Islam they call it hibah, yeah, HIBAH, hibah, yeah. And then they have also the checking account. What is checking account? Checks. So I have a business, people, I want to pay a salary to my staff, so I issue a check to my staff at the end of the month. They will go to the bank and cash out the money, so they call it checking account. Next one, bank use this deposit to make loans. This loan included home mortgage and so on. So how bank make money? This is very interesting, you must know. They make money from your money. So people keep money in the bank, they use that money to loan to other people. I have 100,000 money, I don't know, I'm not using, so I put to the bank. The bank keep it in my saving account. They use my money to borrow to you. Maybe you need to buy a car for 30,000, 100,000. So they will borrow them using my money to give credit to you to buy the car. So this one we call it bank. Bank job is another thing. It give you loans, but the loans for you to buy house and buy house, we call it mortgages lah. When you buy home mortgages. That's what is the home mortgages. That means they give you loan for house. They call it mortgages. And then business loan. I want to do business. You want to do business? They can give you the loans. Car loan. You want to buy car? They give car loan. But again, I said, where the money come from? Other than the bank own capital, which is not much, maybe their capital only 200, 300 million, the other money they have to give loan is for people who keep the money there. You who keep the deposit just now, the saving deposit that people keep, that money they use it also to give credit. And from the profit before, later on, the profit later on, they will share with you. That's why they give you that's how they can give you the profit or hibah. Okay. Then the modern banking industry is network financial institution licensed by state to supply banking services. Now, slowly they are moving to online banking. That means we can, if I last time I want to pay a salary to my staff, I give him a check. Then he has to go to the bank and cash the money. Now, they have the service online banking. So I no need to give my staff check, but I just transfer from my account to the staff account to pay the salary through online banking. Yeah. So these are new, quite new, about this couple of years, 4 or 5 years. Is before they don't have the online banking. This is not yet digital banking. We're just talking one step before they coming up with the digital banking concept. The last one, the principal services offered relate to storing, transferring, extending credit against or managing the risk associated with holding various forms of wealth. So the other thing, the example I can give you, the bank also sell gold bar, government bond, government certificate. If you have more money, rather than keep deposit, you can buy this gold from the bank. They sell gold bar, not the gold jewelry. They don't sell jewelry, but they sell a gold bar. Plus other kind of stock, government bonds, government stock. Yeah. So this is basically 5 areas that whether the Islamic banking or the commercial banking activities. So commercial bank provide service to private individual and business. So banks provide, both banks provide services to personal people, but also to the business people. This is just now we are meaning like retail banking. What is they give? They give you credit. They help you to keep your deposit, and they help you to manage your individuals and families fund, Yeah, sometimes you can ask the bank, I want this fund to be here. You got money, 50 million, 10 million, you give to the bank, they will try to invest and give the profit back to you. So this we call it money management. This is on the bigger amount. Small amount, 100,000, 200,000, you can keep in the saving account. But you have more money, so can give them, they will manage your money, the returns much higher than the saving account. Okay. Internet banking provide this service via worldwide. So that's why I said now the banks for the last couple of years are moving to the internet banking, which we can transfer money online. We can transfer the money not only within the country, but also can transfer money to Indonesia, to Europe through the online banking. It's no need, no more that last time we have to go to the bank to get the money transfer. Yeah. Even now, let's say if a parent have online banking facility with the bank. So if they want to pay your school fees in the university overseas or in Malaysia, your parent can transfer through online banking without your parent even go to the bank. You can do anywhere 34 hours in your house, in your car, or any place. Yeah. So this is the new banking activities coming up. Okay, type commercial bank in Malaysia we have 24 commercial bank. Yeah. Uh, Provide current account facility and payment to be effected daily through issue of checks lah. Macam I said just now, you can issue a check, but now they slowly you can use it through online banking. Islamic Bank we have 17 in Malaysia at the moment. Yeah, as I said, everything is the same except the four tenants which they are not apa to involve. That is riba, gaisa, masyir, and non haram and non-legal activities that they are not apa to involve. But commercial bank, yes, you want to buy and sell liquor, you want to buy and sell non-halal product, no problem. You can still use the commercial bank, yeah, no issue. Okay, function. As this is more detail lah from what I've mentioned just now, but this one you just can read lah because no point I elaborate because most of thing I already said in my earlier lecture. But we still write down here so that you can have more detail on the issues. Yeah. This continuing, yeah, financial investment, all just now I already mentioned, but we put in writing there. Yeah. Okay, Bank Negara Malaysia, again, as in previous we said, the Bank Negara Malaysia is the one controlling the whole banking system in the country. Every bank you want to set up must have the license from the Bank Negara. If Bank Negara don't issue the license, you cannot open a bank. Even to open the bank branch also must get the approval of Bank Negara. As I mentioned before, the CEO, even the manager also, the Bank Negara will vet before even we get appointed. So it's very strict control by the central bank to avoid all this corruption and all kind of criminal breach of trust that's happening. Even then, as I said, you can read newspaper, things are happening. Yeah. So it's all mentioned down there. So not much more for me to explain. You not clear, can ask Cheryl or in. Okay, now a little bit go on specific talking about the capital markets. As I said just now, in the finance we have three components. One is the banking, one is the insurance, or in Islam we call it takaful, and then another section of finance we call it capital market. Okay, this is quite detailed there, but I just explained to you what is capital market. We don't talk about Islam. What are you talking about capital market? Capital. What is capital? Capital is the modal. You want to do business, you must have capital. So just now we said you don't have capital, okay, you can go to the bank to borrow the money for your capital to start the business. Fine. So that is happening. But what is this capital markets? What's the difference? Now we have another section of capital market. Yeah. So capital market, the purpose is like this. If you want to set up a factory, yeah, Maybe you need 100 million cost to set up the factory, the operation, the machinery, everything. Your budget 100 million. The banks cannot give you loan that much. The bank can give you a person loan, for example, in Malaysia, as a bank loan, the most maybe 20, 30 million. Yeah. So for more than that, let's say you have a 50 million project, you need 50 million loan, which the bank cannot provide. So we have another section, we call it capital markets. Yeah. So I want to set up a factory, 50 million. I don't have the money. Yeah. So I need 50 million to do the capital to do the factory. Of course, I must have my own capital. Let's say the whole operation is 70 million. I have 20 million, but I need 50 million more to get it running. You can't get 100% loan. Nobody will give you. They want to see you commitment also. If not, everybody will get the money and run away. So let's say I have 20 million in the factory, and the whole operation, everything is 70 million. So I need 50 million to borrow. Go to the bank cannot give because they limit. Every individuals or every company, they can give maximum. Let's say if Bank Negara put there 20 million, they can borrow me only 20 million. So what about the balance, another 30 million I need? Okay, now I have 70 million project factory. So I have 20 million. Bank can give me 20 million. So another 30 million, bank cannot give me. So we go to the markets, to the capital market. Markets mean you go and borrow from the market. Who are market? They are individual people who have money. They are not banks. They are not banks. Yeah. Let's say now I need 30 million more. So I go to the market. Those people who got rich, who got money, who want to keep the money in the bank or got more than money to invest. So rather they keep money in the bank to get a very small hibah or interest. So they want to have a better return on their money, on their money that they have. They can invest in me. So these people, some sort like I borrow money from individuals, from people, not from the bank. So we call it, we go to the market. Anybody that want to borrow me the 30 million, they can give it to me. But there are procedure lah that we can we let you know afterward. How this thing that I can borrow the money. Just cannot these people, I go and see anybody and they give the money, because 30 million is not one people going to give me. Maybe there are 10,000 people, each of them 10,000, each of them 5,000 want to have the money that I want to borrow. So how? So we will go to that procedure lah. But I just need you to understand what it is capital market. Capital market is that for us or any business who want to borrow money which the bank cannot provide anymore, you can go to the market. That means like you go to pasar lah, you go to market to buy fish, you go to market to buy a vegetable, that's a market lah. So here also we call it market, but money market. We're talking only money. Yeah. Okay. So that is the basic idea of this capital market. Okay. They have in a conventional, they have in Islam. So like in Islam, same thing. It's the same procedure. They will give you the money provided that four condition is fulfilled. That means no riba, no apa tu garal, no maisar, and product must be halal and not illegal. So it's the same back concept. Yeah. Just now we borrow from the bank, now go to the market. So for Islam market, the Islamic market, we have this, you can borrow this money, same, provided that the four things is not important. Yeah. So what is the market? We call it now, we call it stock market. That's why you have this stock market, which you can go borrow the money down there. You issue shares. Let's say now I said I need 30 million. So we have to go this one. We just cannot go and get the money 30 million by ourselves. We have to go through the process. We call it the stock market process. So it's all regulated back again by the government under, they call it Security Commission. Yeah. So again, this Security Commission is also part and parcel of Central Bank, Bank Negara. Yeah. It's their body who regulate to help people to borrow money for their businesses from the market. And then how to do it? Okay, let's say now I need, example, I need 30 million. So I will issue shares 30 million to the people that for me to borrow the money. My company shares. My company shares which I sold to them, they call it stock. STOC is the shares that we sell. They call it stock. Yeah. So I sell my shares 30 million to the market. So people will buy my shares. That's why I said just now. It can be 10,000 people buying because the shares I sell to the market each at 1,000 ringgit already. So anybody can buy the share 1,000 ringgit. That means I borrow from them 1,000 ringgit lah. Yeah. So if some people got money 10,000, they will buy 10,000. So number of people can is no limited. Maybe 10,000 people coming minimum 1,000 ringgit to buy the 30 million shares. So that money I borrowed from them, regulated by the Security Commission, so I got 30 million. In short lah. Yeah? So when I got 30 million, so these people, what they got from me? My company shares. Company share, we call it stock. Yeah? Company stock. So then they have the stock market. So if these people want to sell back the shares, they don't need to sell to me. They still sell in the stock market. Let's say now you plant vegetable. Okay, you plant vegetable. Where you want to sell your vegetable? Well, you can sell to me 1, 2 or 3 can. So, but majority you will sell the vegetable in the markets. So other people will buy your product. So same thing like the shares, you have a stock market. Not the market sell vegetable, but market selling shares only, stock only. So if these people already bought the shares from me, and at one time they need the money, for what reason? They just go to the market to sell the shares, somebody else may buy. It depends. Yeah, somebody may buy it and they get back the money, and that people will get that shares. It's no more. I'm not issuing any more share. That share which the first I issue, that person will sell the share and somebody else will buy. So that person now I'm owing the money, not the first person, because the person is already sell the shares to the other person. So the stock market is concept like you go to the market lah. You buy meat, you sell meat. You buy vegetables. People you sell a vegetable. People come and buy vegetable. Here we are talking about selling and buying money. Yeah, but we not actual any actual money, but we call it under shares stock. Yeah? So that is the concept. This is interesting, but here we cannot explain too much because you're not studying stock market operation per se, but you can go and read further how the people operate the stock market, that kind of thing, for your own knowledge lah. But we in our exam, we won't be asking you to detail on this thing. Maybe we just ask what you understand by stock market. So you can explain what I say, or you can Google. They give you a good explanation. Yeah. So not to worry, because this is it's not you are not studying degree level or master level. This is a basic thing to introduce. When you go later on to to study bachelor everything, then you will go more detail. And if you specialize in financing, you will go more deeper. Yeah. So not to worry. Yeah. But this minimum for you to understand what is the stock market. So as I said, we have three component of financial services. One is the banking, the other one is the insurance, then the third one is the capital market. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I already explained a lot of this thing, the share price, how they will, how the share price I'm selling at $1 for 1,000. All this thing uh, is written down there lah. But it's not really that you must understand lah. If you understand what I said just now, is good for your level at the moment lah. What you want to go further, we have all the details that we write down there. And then you also can go Google and to see how the operation of the stock market works, how the price, how they determine the price. These are details lah, yeah. But you don't have to really know about that because it's a very detailed kind of thing. But in general, this how they do it. Okay. Then how they talking about price earning ratio. So if how do I sell a share? So I share at $1. Okay, when the people sell to another floor, is also at $1? No, it's not going to be at $1. It's based on the price earning ratio. These are things are all technical things. That the price, the next one, I sell just now to a person at $1 my shares, but we sell in the market to another person, it can be $1.20. It even it can be $2, yeah, $2. So how they determine that one is based on the price earning ratio. What is price earning ratio? In basic, is the dividend or the profit I give them yearly. If I borrow the money from them for my business, if I profit a lot, I give them from every $1, they got 20 cents. So the earning ratio is 20%. So the next, he want to sell the shares, he can even sell the shares at $1.20, not at $1, because the earning ratio is higher, right? He bought last year from me is $1, but after 1 year, he got a profit of 20%. So now he can sell the shares to other people at $1.20. So these are the basic thing, but you go deeper, you will learn and very interesting. And people make a lot of money in trading shares using this price earning ratio. So there's another separate job, separate business. You're interested later on, you can go deeper and can make a lot of money. Here, the stock market is not as big, but you can see New York stock market, so many billionaires make money down there. London stock market, so many people become billionaire using buying and selling shares. Yeah. So this is a basic knowledge we give to you, but from here you will try to study later on. Yeah. Present value, future value, cash flow, this is all part and parcel of the price earning ratio. Present value $1, future value $1.20. How? This how they calculate that kind of thing. Just to know what is present value, what is future value. So not to worry too much, but just give you some information there. Speculation. So what is speculation? So later on, if you buy and selling share in the stock market, then you come across this, we call it speculation. Speculation means people thinking that now my company is going to give 20% profit next year. So I have now sell to one person the share just now RM1. But before the end of the year, he can sell at $1.20, 20 cent, because he speculate that I'm going to give the profit next year 20%. So this is some sort like speculation that you don't wait next year to sell at $1.20. You sell at $1.20 here because you speculate that I may give a profit at 20%, so you can sell at $1.20. By the end of the day, whether you're going to get 20% or not sure yet, because this is doesn't come after 1 year. So that's why we call speculate. At the end of the year, maybe I didn't declare 20%. I mean, declare only 5 cents. So you just now buy at $1.20, you can get only $1 per cent. There you lose. So that's why the speculation is there. So this kind of thing in normal stock exchange is allowable, but in Islamic banking cannot, because uncertainty just now. Yeah? Speculation for normal stock market, yes, but for Islamic stock market is not permissible. Yeah, but just give you some example. Go through speculation just now. Significant benefit of market speculation. I said just now lah. You can make money earlier before you speculate, before even you get into next year. So if things happen, so you get your profit now, not until next year. So that's one of the benefit. But in Islamic capital market, we cannot use lah. Yeah. But I just to let you know, it's happening. Yeah? Okay, stock screening, and then this stock screening is very simple. For the Islamic stock market, they have the stock screening. That means they have the committee, they have the Sharia Council who screen the stock, whether this stock is halal or not, whether can buy or sell or not. Just now we stock mean the share whether we can buy or not. For example, if the stock, if the share, liquor company, any liquor company, what is liquor company? Tiger beer, for example, Tiger beer company, they want to issue shares now to borrow money to expand the factory. So the Islamic Sharia Council will check, oh, sorry, this is haram product. So in Islamic, we cannot buy the shares. So that's where the stock screening come. For example, just now, all those not halal activities lah, yeah. Even gambling, Genting Island, yeah. Genting Island is a big company. They also issue stock to raise money to expand the entertainment center here and there. They're gambling. So then the Sharia Council will have this screening. Sorry, this involving gambling. So in Islamic Sharia Council, they prohibit that we cannot buy the shares. So as long as I said that 4 activities involved, the Sharia Council is going to screen, and then they were allowed for the Islamic capital market participating in the business or not. Yeah. So this is where the stock screening come about. So it's all about stock screening. So I already explained to you. Investment, instrument for investment. So other than these shares, there's another one, we call it instrument, investment instrument. Example, I give you a simple example. Government Malaysia, because of the COVID, they don't have money. They want to borrow 50 billion ringgit to run this company, to pay here and there, debts, everything. So the government have no money yet, because they don't uh, they don't collect the tax yet, everything. We need the money now, because we need to settle the problem, COVID, everything here. We have to take the money, 50 billion. The government cannot wait until next year when Petronas pay dividend, banks pay the cukai. Only with that money only they can implement the problem at hand now. Yeah. So what government do? They issue bonds. So this bond we call it instrument, or in Islam they call it sukuk, sukuk bonds. So the government say, government now issue bond. Is what is bond? Just a paper like IOU. Let's say now I owe Cheryl, I don't have money, so I borrow money from Cheryl 10,000. So I write a paper, okay, Cheryl, this is my paper to show that I borrow for you 10,000. So then he give me the money 10,000. So that letter I give to her, this is called it the instrument, the instrument. So instrument for investment, there is small one lah, but government we call it big one. So they issue bond. So the government say, okay, I issue 50 billion bond now. Yeah. So what is bond? The government give a letter of undertaking. This is what I borrow 50 billion. Who want to borrow to lend the government 50 billion? There are banks, there are insurance company, there are people with extra money, have money, or even foreign banks. They want to give to buy the government bonds, because government bonds is guarantee. Okay, after 5 years, I will pay you 5% or 10%, something like that. So these banks or foreign company, which have insurance company, they have surplus of money, so they will buy the government bonds. Some sort like what is this? They borrow to the government. Dia bagi pinjam government. They give government borrow 50 billion. So the government will collect this 50 billion, will settle our economy current problem here. Yeah, we have this COVID, we have that one, we have to build roads, we have to build school, everything. So they use this money, and then they will say after 5 years also they pay back the money they borrow from these banks and everything. So using what? Using from the tax they collect every year. Let's say now they borrow 50 billion, and this year government collect tax at the end of the year 100 billion. So they will use maybe 20 billion to pay the 50 billion first they borrow. Next year they will pay some more 10 billion or kind of thing. Well, that is depend on the terms and condition. But what I'm trying to explain to you now, what is this instrument? What is this instrument and in this capital market? It's just like I owe you the money, I give you a paper, you give me the money. Yeah, but individually nobody will do it, because if I don't pay, yeah, if I don't pay to Cheryl that 10,000, what's going to happen? He's going to lose the money. So nobody will use this instrument to borrow money. Only the government use this instrument, because people confident and believe that the government will can pay back the money to you. Yeah. So this is another way of raising money in the capital market. So this is under capital market operation. Yeah. Equity share is same thing. So it's like stock. You know, just now we're talking about stock in general, but in Islam, same thing. But again, there will be Sharia compliance lah. As I said just now, must be, as already explained, must be not involved in the four activities. Yeah. So they buy the shares in the company. Let's say now, Petronas want to set up a petrochemical plant, 1 billion. Petronas also yes have money, but they cannot have their own 1 billion to do the project, because they need the money for other operation. So they maybe have 200 million. So there are other people can buy shares in that 1 billion project. So they call it equity shares. Yeah, maybe another big company, another banks or whatever, another insurance company, they buy 100 million shares in the equity. So from 1 billion to 100 million, capital come from Petronas, the balance 800 million is through equity shares. So in this, let's say petroleum is halal. So in Sharia compliance, the Islamic bank or Islamic community can participate in this equity shares. So many ways. Just now, just borrow. The government just borrow pure money. Here, it's not money. You give them the money, but you also have shares in the company. So this one we call it equity shares, not the instrument. Instrument is purely borrow money. Not we cannot be equity shares in the government. No way, kan? So for government only issue bond, but company they can issue bond, but they can issue equity shares, which people more prefer equity shares because they be a partner in the company. Yeah. So it's, I said just now, the government issue, they call it bonds, or in Islamic they call it sukuk lah. Yeah. So these are all the procedure how the sukuk or the bonds implemented. Yeah. So that is more detail. You're not really to worry about that. Yeah, because you're not working in the banks, but just to know a little bit what is happening. Yeah? How they raise up these bonds. Other instrument, so okay. The capital market just now, you have see the sukuk bond, you have to see the equity shares, but they also have this called unit trust. What is unit trust? Amanah Saham Nasional. Yeah. Very good example is Amanah Saham Nasional is unit trust lah. Yeah. The government sell the shares, so every small investor also can. Just now we're talking billion, no kind of thing. But about the small fellow who have little money, how they going to benefit from the economy? So they set up this unit trust. You got $1 also, you can buy the unit trust. This is for the lower income people. Yeah. For rich people, they can buy bonds, they can go to equity market. But for poor people, how they want to participate in the business? How they want to make money? Yeah. Then we have also another real estate investment trust. If you see in the newspaper, they call REIT, R-E-I-T. What is this investment trust estate? They only have, let's say now a person, they have a building, big building in Kuala Lumpur, 500 million. So they value the 500 million, they put under trust, then they sell. You cannot buy even one floor of the building because you maybe 10 million, but you can buy the unit trust. That means unit trust, this unit trust own the building that 500 million. So you can participate. You cannot buy the building 400 million. You cannot buy one floor may cost 5 million, but you can buy the unit trust because the unit trust own the whole building. So this is another way to give small people with less money also benefit from the economic activity. If not, only rich people will benefit from economic activity. Yeah. And then the other one is the more like exchange traded fund. This one more overnight banking kind of thing. It's not really much to understand. It's more on the banking sector. You work in the banking, then you know they trade funds among the banks. Yeah, but nothing much to understand lah. It's more like the between bank transaction. So other instrument to meet Islamic norm, there are other important instrument using Islamic capital. So this is the basic one lah. There are the small kind of instrument for the Islamic capital. It's too detailed. If you are really focused on Islamic finance later on, then you have for this the smaller one how they operate lah to help the small people, to help the poor people on this kind of instrument. Yeah. And their development is continuous. Yeah. So in future you may have more other instrument also for different market, for different people, for different business. So things are happening. It's not closed yet. All this banking instrument or banking capital market, it keep on growing. It keep on growing. It depends on the needs of the people in the industry. Yeah. Okay, in conclusion, yeah, as I said just now, in our learning objective, banking industry that handle cash, yeah, handle cash, you dealing with everything, you go to the bank. Credit, again, they give you loans for house, for any car and everything. And another financial transaction to help you transfer money here and there, yeah. Credit cards, for example, yeah, it's part of also the banking industry. There are two types of bank. Okay, one is the normal commercial bank, currently Islamic bank, but in future we will see this the new development we call it digital banking. Yeah, just for you understand lah. But not to worry because it's not covered in the syllabus. But I'm only giving you a little bit more so that you are aware what is coming also. Yeah, because you are young during your time, you will see more. I think digital banking development rather than this commercial bank and also Islamic bank, because these two banking system is almost matured. Although I said they are still developing new instrument, but digital banking will be much more interesting for the young people like you. Yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, don't tell later on that you never learn in East West College. Definitely we don't learn because it's not really in implementation. Yeah, what is coming. Third one, all the financial system is controlled by the central bank, which is controlled by the government Malaysia. Central bank who own the Malaysian government. Yeah, so they control every licensing, every activities. Okay, the last one for your topic, this is more we study on Islamic finance. The Islamic capital market also encompasses corporate and government bond, sukuk as well as corporate stock. So in Islamic capital market is also for personal, it's also for companies, it's also for government. Yeah, all also you can use this Islamic capital market. Again, you must remember, one is the banking sector, one is the insurance sector, one is the capital market. Capital market is for big borrowers, for big money. Yeah, bank is more on the smaller scale. Insurance is more on the insurance services lah. Yeah. So for this today topic, we already explained to you just now the banking and the capital market. Yeah. So more than enough for today's lecture. We'll continue with the next lecture, next class. But as I said, I will post everything in the forum. Please go to the forum and do the activity so that I can know, understand whether you understand or don't understand, so that I can prepare my lecture according to your understanding. Yeah. If not, I may talk different thing you don't understand at all. So from your activity that you do together in the forum, I can judge your level of understanding, and I can go higher or I can go lower, so to make things easier for you to understanding. There's no standard lecture. Yeah, our lecture, as the government asks us to do, depend on the student. If the student ready to understand higher, we move higher. If the student not ready, you have to go lower, we have to go lower. So that's how the lecture is about. So there's no question that it's a difficult lecture. It depends on the feedback between you and us, so that we can teach you according to your level of understanding. Your level of understanding too high, we teach, you're not going to learn anything because you don't understand. Level too low, we teach, you said, well, this is too easy, it's wasting your time to learn. So to match your requirement, that's why it's very difficult, but can be easy, so that you must give your feedback. Do the exercise as we ask you. From this way, we can evaluate you. Okay, thank you very much for lecture today. Please, as I said, participate in the forum and ask me or Madam Cheryl anytime. Yeah, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.